Hello, on this Sunday morning, July the 19th, I guess. I lose track. I wanted to do a video because I need something to do. There's also things I'd like to say, and I may make several today. We'll see. So, I've searched. Every year I buy an ugly plaid homely dress that I love. I have not found one this year. They are a rarity. So I did find this. Look at this. Isn't that pretty? I did find this a couple weeks back at one of my thrift stores. Look, isn't that gorgeous? And actually, I think you're supposed to tie over the shoulders, but I just tied it this way and then tied this part in the front. So I guess this will be my gypsy hippie peasant dress. So I haven't found my plaid dress. Anyway, so I'm going to start off talking about nothing, really. And then sometimes when I talk about nothing for a while, I get something to talk about that rolls into something that is what I really want to share. Look at all my mascaras. Look at this. Purple NYX. Another NYX. Navy blue, I haven't opened that yet. L'Oreal Burgundy. L'Oreal Deep Green. L'Oreal Cobalt Blue. And L'Oreal Gray. I love colored mascaras. You know, yeah, this is a Chanel sample, a Channel sample, black. Black mascara. Okay. So, let's see. Oh, put something over there. Okay. Now, I guess I'll start out talking about shoes. Why is this happening to me? Back in 2010, I had a pair of shoes melt under my feet, and another time I had a pair of shoes melt and basically, like tire retreads, just start falling apart. Shoes. Recently. What is this? Wore these once. Yes, thrift. Maybe they spray them with something at the thrift store that destroys them. I don't know, but I've had these for years, but finally, there goes the heel. These are wonderfully comfortable. Wore them 2-3 times from the thrift, yes. But look, why is this happening? One shoe. What is going on? Love these. What is going on? And the inside coming out. Look, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. Is it something they spray them with? Or is it the way I walk? It's one shoe, except for this one. This one was both shoes. And these are good Karen Scotts, basically like brand new. So I don't know what's going on with that. Thankfully, my Dansko Hobble Gobble clogs, those really, the ones that I got last year for, $4 or $5 that are $130 shoes. Those are fine and well. So I've been wearing those. So for some reason, I've had this shoe issue, like these blowouts, and I don't know why. I'm not abusive to shoes when I walk, In fact, I'm kind of careful. I don't like to scuff them up and everything. But this has been a pattern, and it's usually one foot. It seems like most of these are the right foot. It's God trying to tell me something. So, anyway, I got a little bit allergic in my eyes last night. I don't know. I ate a little bit of kimchi. I went to the Asian store, Namhai, yesterday, and I had a little bit of kimchi and Christmas paper. Oh, I call it Christmas paper, the green roasted seaweed. And I don't know if that made my eyes itchy or I don't know. Maybe it's just the air is itchy today or something. I don't believe our air quality is good. And of course, we had the Sahara winds. Something interesting. Stephen Bendanoon, Israeli Live News. You know, some of these people, you don't know what to believe. Now, you definitely don't. Your typical big mainstream media, you know that's sugar coated or whatever. You know, I mean, that's just a lot of unnecessary or fake or inflated or very selective news. There's a lot of alternative news, and of course, you can look like some people do at foreign news stations and get a better idea. But you know, some of these people do have connections and intel in NASA or the Pentagon or whatever, right? They have sources and they get information from these sources. And it was interesting. One of Stephen Bendanoon's sources was saying that the Sahara dust storm that came through, that they had actually created that. And I don't remember how he said they did, but he was told that there was something involved with that. And something interesting that someone that I know shared with someone that I know is that in Africa, I don't know if it's Zimbabwe or what, there's some sort of Chinese factory there, you know? And these winds come in from Africa. Every year they come in, but this time they were 50 times worse. And, you know, what could have been in those winds? Who knows? Another interesting thing that Stephen Bendanoon said is that what I've suspected, you know, I do believe that the pandemic is orchestrated, that it was bioengineered, made in China, but we have many connections to China through CDC or World Health or certain big rich computer people, whatever, certain politicians. There's a lot of exchange there. And look at this. I put this on my pinky. I can't wear this. That's my class ring. 2001. Wow, just kidding. 1981. But I digress. Something interesting he said, which I kind of felt, I don't feel China released this thing. It may have been made over there, but he said Intel confirmed it was released by the U.S. And I believe that's probably very true. If you did not see, you know, things I post on my things I post on my Facebook, which probably a lot of people don't even pay any attention to. There's a reason I do that, because these are sources of information that can let you know what's going on. Doesn't mean everyone's right, but you can get enough bits and pieces of information and realize that it's coming from so many people, so many sources, that where there's smoke, there's fire. The truth is in there. And what had been thought of as conspiracy theories for years and years and years and years and years are kind of turning out to be kind of true more and more. So if you missed Mina Lee Greben's prophetic update, you missed, because they don't record it. And there was someone that spoke on that update about some things coming up. And I believe this girl is probably hearing her out right, but something interesting that she said. Ordnance, soldiers, abandoned ship, Eagle, American, the end, missiles coming down, planned areas, soldier, gear, gun. The soldier looks up astonished at the sky. I assume this is one of our soldiers. He's looking for his fellows and they're gone. The missile hits his guts. An American helicopter distributing missiles. He's killed by his own. Military jet, American flag. America attacked America. Killed our own people. Of course, you know about the potential of natural disasters or nature being manipulated to create disasters. EMPs knocking out the power grid. That's why it's good if you have a car from the 80s or whatever, because they're not computerized. And you know, there's just so much, and we don't know the when. We don't know exactly the order, how this is all going to play out. Really, we don't know, but we have enough voices warning. Dana Coverstone is one of those. God's Healer 7 YouTube channel. Betty Stevens from Victorious something, vvmint.org. Stephen Bendanoon, God's Handmaiden, Pat Murray. I mean, there's tons of people. This is not a handful of people. It's not 100 people. It's not 1,000 people. It's tons of people, believers, that are seeing these things. And yes, there is the power of suggestion. When you watch all this stuff, then you start having dreams about it, right? But I don't believe overall that's some of that is in there, and people's imagination taking them away. But there's enough people saying it that I believe there's truth in it. And I do have some videos on YouTube under my name about some dreams I had a few years back. So no one would believe these things will happen. This pandemic, this COVID-19, made in China, yes, but released by the U.S., I believe so, with an agenda. And they're playing with the stats and horribilizing it so much. It's not that it's not real and that people haven't died. But it is basically a cold virus, or flu stats exceed it. I mean, there's something sinister about it. And I've known that. I know it in my spirit. I know it when I'm walking around in the stores with looking at all the masks and now forced to wear one. The mask controversy. It's not about, let me tell you, if it, in a different situation, in an earlier time, there could have been a true epidemic where this would be very, very wise for people and protective. I don't believe, unless you have an immune issue, you're elderly, sick, under chemo, whatever, which in that case you do need to wear a mask or stay home more, be very cautious. We all should wash our hands, right? We all, if we're sick, we should stay away from people that aren't sick, or wear a mask or whatever. That's okay. But this mass masking is propaganda. And people are swallowing it. And the people that are swallowing it really bad are those that have liberal thought or have given themselves over to some liberal thought. And it's like an opening, a little bitty wedge for that spirit to get in. Most of the liberal agenda, I'm not looking at it politically, I'm looking at it, I'm testing the spirit. It's a spirit of anti-God, false Christ, antichrist, beast system. That's really what a lot of this stuff is. And a lot of Christians, because they are products of where they go to church or learn from, are unaware or asleep to it. It's not awakened in them. They're not sensitive to it because they are a product of their spiritual environment where they go. And so if their leader is not talking about Revelation, is not talking about these current events, is not discerning, if their leader is more afraid about losing people, still doing church and programs and building funding and lost in all these things, acting like it's yesterday, business as usual, these people then are not going to discern till they begin to break away from that. And some of the things ahead will cause people to break away from that, and maybe even being out of their church environment. I was out, for me, this is for me. I believe I was pulled out of church environment. It just was never really for me anyway. And I was bored by it or lonely with it. I was just the repetitiveness of every Sunday, all that. It just, for various reasons, it just never really worked for me. Now, I did avail myself to teaching, though. That doesn't mean I can't learn. But a lot of the things in the Western culture model of church are really, I believe, they become so cultural and man-made, adulterated, not pure, and, much more. So, he may have pulled a lot of us out of church environments for a reason. And if pastors are waking up, if people that are leaders, in the body of Christ are waking up to it, then their people have a chance of waking up to it. But the cost is that you can't have that money focus anymore. See, people that have got themselves in debt over Christianity, why should Christianity entail debt? Because people want to build and build and make bigger and bigger and build their kingdom and build their empire and have their people. And money, money, money. That's a large part of it. They don't belong to you. The sheep belong to Jesus. You're a servant in ministry with a high responsibility. He who is the greatest will be the least. And that's not what ministry's been. Ministry's been a Hollywood platform. All right, I'm going to stop this first one there. And I need to go. I have on one of my flash drives something I wrote in 2010 called The State of the Church. Just like the State of the Union, the State of the Church. I wrote it in 2010. I need to go and find out what flash drive that is on because I want to read that. That was 10 years ago. That was even before I watched YouTube and everything. So, all right, I'm going to stop it there and then do another one.